What if a single day could decide the fate of an entire nation? What if one battle, fought on muddy hills nearly 1,000 years ago, could shape not just kings, but the very soul of England? This is the untold story of Hastings, the day crowns fell, empires rose, and betrayal shaped destiny. Welcome to Echoes of Empire, where we bring the forgotten stories of Britain's past back to life. It is January 1066. A kingdom trembles. Edward the Confessor, England's pious and childless king, is dead. His passing leaves a throne without an heir, and a realm drowning in ambition. The Witan, England's council of nobles, choose Harold Godwin's son, Earl of Wessex, as king. A warrior, a statesman, and the most powerful noble in England, Harold is crowned in Westminster Abbey. The Saxons cheer. The golden crown rests upon his head. Yet shadows already gather. Across the North Sea, Harald Hardrada, the thunderous Viking king of Norway, believes the throne is his by right. To the south, William, Duke of Normandy, burns with fury. He claims Edward had promised him the crown years earlier, and that Harold himself had sworn a holy oath to support him. But now, Harold wears the crown. Betrayal, William whispers. Treachery. And he swears he will not rest until that crown is his. The storm of conquest is rising. Years before, Harold had been shipwrecked on the Norman coast. Brought before William, the Saxon earl was forced to swear loyalty upon holy relics. In William's mind, this oath was sacred, a binding contract sealed by God himself. But Harold, once free, returned to England and seized the throne for himself. Did Harold betray William? Or was he merely protecting England from foreign hands? Imagine the scene, a dark hall in Normandy, torchlight flickering, Harold's hand upon relics of saints as William's eyes bore into him. Was this a genuine oath, or a trick, a trap set to bind Harold forever? The truth is lost to time. But William would brand Harold an oath-breaker, a man unfit to rule. And with that, the seeds of invasion were sown. As Harold strengthens his hold on England, danger crashes upon him from the north. Harald Hardrada, last of the great Viking kings, arrives with a fleet of 300 longships, his iron axes gleaming in the sun. By his side is Tostig, Harold's own exiled brother, driven by betrayal and thirst for revenge. On the 25th of September 1066, the armies clash at Stamford Bridge. Picture the scene, the river glistens, the autumn air heavy with the roar of battle. Saxon spears form a wall, Viking shields glitter like scales of a serpent. Hardrada, towering in his armor, swings his axe with deadly fury, but destiny turns against him. Struck down by an arrow, Hardrada falls. The Viking threat ends that very day. Only 24 ships sail back to Norway. England breathes, but Harold has no time to celebrate. His men are exhausted, blooded, and weary. For even as he fights in the north, William has landed in the south. William's fleet crosses the channel, sails blotting the horizon like dark wings. He lands at Pevensey Bay, his knights armored in steel, his archers ready, his cavalry unmatched in Europe. The Normans burn villages, slaughter livestock, and seize supplies. Smoke rises across Sussex as peasants flee. William wants Harold to come to him, and Harold does not disappoint. Marching his weary army south, Harold prepares to defend his crown one last time. The 14th of October 1066. The mist lifts from the hills of Sussex. The field near Hastings becomes the stage upon which England's fate will be decided. Harold takes the high ground, his Saxons forming a mighty shield wall. Shoulder to shoulder, shield to shield, their axes and spears glint in the sun. They will not break. Below, William's Normans prepare. Archers string their bows, cavalry tighten reins, and infantry march in formation. The Duke himself rides among them, his voice strong, his banner of the papal blessing fluttering above. The first arrows soar, whistling death, Norman cavalry thunder uphill, but the Saxons hold. Hours pass in brutal carnage. Steel shatters, men scream, blood stains the earth. 3 times the Normans attack. 3 times the Saxons hold. William himself is thrown from his horse, rumors spreading that he is dead. But he rises, lifting his helmet to show his men he still lives. His voice roars, "I am alive. Victory will be ours." Then comes the trick. William orders a feigned retreat. The Saxons, thinking the Normans flee, break their wall and give chase. And in that moment, the fate of England is sealed. As chaos rages, Harold fights at the heart of the battle, his banner flying high. Then, the moment that lives forever in legend. An arrow, fired high into the smoky sky, pierces Harold's eye. The king falls. Around him, his loyal guard fights to the last man, but it is hopeless. The Saxon line crumbles. The Normans sweep forward. By nightfall, the field is silent, strewn with the bodies of thousands. Among them, England's last Saxon king. William is victorious. On Christmas Day 1066, he is crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey. Yet even his coronation is filled with fear. The Norman guards, mistaking cheers for rebellion, set fire to nearby houses. The birth of Norman England begins with smoke and terror. The conquest transforms the land. Wooden Saxon halls are torn down, stone castles rise. Norman lords seize English lands, replacing Saxon nobility. The English language itself begins to change, absorbing French words and reshaping into what will become modern English. The legacy of Hastings is not just a change of kings. It is the dawn of a new England, an England of castles, knights, and the foundations of empire. The Battle of Hastings was more than a fight for a crown. It was a turning point in world history. Without it, there might never have been a Norman England. No Plantagenets, no Tudors, no empire. It was the day the Saxon age ended, and the Norman age began. A day of betrayal and conquest, of fall and rise. The crown that once rested on Harold's brow now became the symbol of a new legacy, one that would echo through centuries. The Battle of Hastings was not just a clash of swords. It was the day England changed forever. From betrayal and bloodshed rose a legacy that shaped a kingdom, and in time, an empire. This was Echoes of Empire. Subscribe for more untold stories from the heart of Britain's history.